So I'm here with Primalista Shelley. Hello, Shelley.
Morning. How are you?
I'm very good. We're celebrating your third Primaversary. So before we dive into all of the juicy questions, just tell us a little bit about who you are and where you are.
I'm Shelley. I'm a mum of three. I live in Perth, in the hills of Perth actually, a place called High Wycombe. I've worked many different fields of work. I've worked driving trucks in the mines. I've worked in the pubs. My parents owned a bakery growing up, so I swore I'd never get into the baking business. And somehow I just love cooking. I loved it, and my last job before I decided to sign up with Primal Alternative was accounts payable. I've been doing that for quite a while. And I used to take in all raw cakes and treats, and they said, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing the cake venture. It was really hard to find full-time or part-time work that suited me, to be around my kids and trying to do everything. So I was working full-time, office job, I really loved it, but I felt like I was superwoman overloaded. So trying to do a zillion things and not happy in the end of it. So I actually up and quit and started looking into the raw cakes. Yeah, it was just like, okay, I'll just quit and go and start looking at the raw cake. Started looking into it. It was a bit of red tape, and so I went on a holiday to see my folks in Victoria and came back and fully injured myself. And that's the time when I spotted Primal Alternative while I was recovering, so it was a good fit. I actually showed my mum what she thought, and she was like, yeah, it looks good. So I had to convince the hubby, and a few weeks later it was like I already signed off and emailed Helen straight away and went, yep, I'm doing it, before even hubby said yes. So got hurt, come back, your little video popped up from you at the Good Food and Wine Festival, and I went, oh, and I only saw about 30 seconds of it, and I thought I'll just come back and have a look at it later. And then I went back and saw it again, and I watched a little bit more into it, and then I actually looked into the whole business baking. I didn't even look at all of it, and I went, yep, okay, I'm doing it. And that's how it started. So it's quite interesting how things pan out.
And here we are 3 years later, and I think we met in real life. Like, I think it was sort of a week after you joined, wasn't it, when Pete Evans was releasing the magic pill, and Chicken and I were going to go and see it, and you and Mark were going, and we all hooked up and we took some pictures, and I was like so nervous to meet. Oh, I hope she likes me in real life. Oh, how cute. I look back at the pictures, I can see we both like that.
I came in this full steam ahead. So I said yes to everything in the first 12 months. So it was mental. It was really mental, and it just all came at me. And I remember, I don't know if you remember when I first started, you asked me about how much I want to make and everything else. And I basically just wanted to get it, and it all came to me, and it did. So it was really bizarre how it all worked out. I kind of didn't put a lot of effort into going and meeting people and things like that. It just happened. So I put it down to good promotion for myself, even just put myself out there. If we did this interview 12 months ago, I'd probably say I've been worse, because I took on too much, and it grew so big to a point where there was days I was just going, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can do this. And then COVID came along. So this started in the start of March. And so I struggled, but I thought, okay, I put up the guts to go, okay, I need to pass on some of my stockists on to some of the other girls. As much as you build up your relationship with your stockists, it's really sad to say goodbye, even though someone can step in and fill in. That's a good thing about the business, that someone can basically you can walk away and everyone's still looked after. But yeah, so start of March I stopped. I took half my stockists away. It was really quiet for a while, and that's okay. I kind of go with the flow. It gets busy, it gets busy. If it gets quiet, it gets quiet, and you just kind of you run with it, you go with it. So I find it really good. And so business has started picking up again, but I exercise twice a day, and I can now cook meals. So, you know, before March, I was struggling to get dinner on the table every night because the business was just every day pretty much. And so I've found a nice balance now. The girls are amazing, and everyone coming on board we're all connected in certain ways. We all feel the same way about where we're going with our lives. And starting the business, I think you get to a point in your life where you go, I need to do something different that's going to be helpful for me and for what I do in my everyday life. So when I joined, I wasn't even thinking about, I don't know, it just all clicked. I didn't even think about, was it going to help my family? Was it going to help me? It was just sort of, it was the direction I was heading. If you love doing it, like if you love baking, or if it's health or anything like that, and if it's in your line of field, go with your gut. If it's right, then yeah, do it. So it opens a whole new aspect, and that was the thing for me. It opened up a whole new direction in my life I didn't think was there. So I was already sort of thinking about health, but it kind of opened an area where when I started with stockists, I'd never been to those shops before and what they sold, and it was like, wow. And so it's kind of sent me in a whole new direction, a new path, and I wouldn't have expected to be where I am. So thank you.
Shelley, thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure everyone's going to adore this interview, and hopefully give everyone a good laugh.
I hope so. That's what it's about, isn't it? To laugh, have fun.